A baby whale has become trapped in a fishing net. We need a rescue team. Meanwhile, on the other side of the island, Peppa was preparing for a picnic on the beach. She had her basket and her sun parasol. George appeared. "Have you got your ball, George?" she asked. George went to fetch it. "Great," said Peppa. "Here comes Thomas now." Thomas stopped and he put everything into his truck. Peppa jumped in too. But where was George going? "No, George," cried Peppa. "The boat won't fit. It's too big." George sighed and then got in also. "Off we go," smiled Peppa. It didn't take them too long to reach the beach, and they unpacked their belongings. Thomas left. "This is nice," said Peppa. George wanted to play with his ball. He gave it an enormous kick. "Whoops," he said, and they went to retrieve it. "What's that?" asked George in amazement. "I think it's a baby whale," answered Peppa. "It's trapped in a fishing net. We'd better get some help." Meanwhile, in his control tower, Ryder had also seen the whale. "Marshall," he cried urgently, "there's a trapped baby whale on the beach. It needs spraying with water." Marshall was off down the slide and into his fire truck. He soon reached the whale. "First, we need to remove the net," he barked to Peppa and George. "Can you help?" They both agreed eagerly and began to remove the net. "Careful, George," cried Peppa. "Don't you get caught up in the net as well." "We need to keep the whale wet," barked Marshall. "I'm going to spray water over him from my backpack." So Marshall positioned his ladder and began to spray the whale. Back at the control tower, Ryder was monitoring the situation. "Chase, Zuma and Rubble, I need you to help return the whale to the sea. Rocky, you watch the monitor here. Let's go." And they all slid down the slide and jumped into the Paw Patroller. When they reached the beach, they all jumped out with padded sheets to protect the whale. They placed the sheets around the whale and waited for the seawater to rise. "How exciting!" cried Peppa. When the time was right, the pups carefully eased the whale into the water. Very soon, the baby whale was able to swim further into the sea. It was totally unhurt and very grateful for being saved. "Well done, everyone," congratulated Ryder. "This is one of our best rescues we've ever done. I'm so proud of you," he smiled. And everyone felt very pleased with themselves. "Who wants a surprise?" cried Daddy Pig. "Me," shouted Peppa. "And me," said George. "Great," smiled Daddy Pig. "Thomas will be here soon to take you to Granny and Grandpa's house." "Yay!" they both said. Just then, Thomas appeared. Peppa and George climbed on board. Granny Pig was waiting outside for them. "Grandpa's got something to show you," she said. Peppa and George heard a whistle, and from behind the house came Grandpa Pig in his brand new train called Gertrude. "Where's your track?" asked Thomas. "Gertrude doesn't need track," answered Grandpa Pig. "She's built with car wheels, so she can travel anywhere." "Well, I prefer track," said Thomas. "My wheels are much better." And off he went to collect Annie and Clarabelle. "Would you like a ride in Gertrude?" asked Grandpa Pig. "Yes, please," replied Peppa and George, and they climbed in. "Have fun," smiled Granny Pig, and off they went. Meanwhile, Thomas had collected Annie and Clarabelle and was just taking his passengers to the station when he suddenly derailed on some stones on the track. His driver got out to inspect the damage. Luckily, Annie and Clarabelle were fine, but Thomas's wheel had come off the track. "I'll have to call for some help," cried his driver. Peppa and George were having a lovely time on Gertrude when along came Grandad and Danny Dog in their pickup truck. "Wow!" cried Danny. "What a great train! Can I have a ride?" he asked. "Don't you want to come with me to rescue Thomas?" asked Grandad Dog. "I'd rather have a ride on Gertrude," answered Danny. "Well, hop on board," smiled Grandpa Pig, and so Danny did. "What a silly train with no track," replied Grandad Dog. "At least I'm useful. I've got to rescue Thomas. Can't waste time chatting." And off he went. Unfortunately, Grandad Dog was in such a hurry he didn't notice a big muddy puddle, and splat! He drove straight into it. The truck stopped and would not go any further. It was stuck. Grandpa Pig soon caught up. "I don't think that's very useful," he said. "I think I had better go and rescue Thomas." And with that, they were off. Thomas was surprised to see Grandpa Pig coming to his rescue. Danny attached some rope to Thomas and Gertrude the train soon pulled Thomas back onto the track again. "Thank you, Grandpa Pig, for rescuing me," said Thomas. "I'm sorry I was rude about your wheels. I guess sometimes it can be better if you don't travel on track, especially when you're rescuing derailed engines." And off he went to take his passengers to the station. "I guess we'd better rescue Grandad Dog now," he said, and off they went again. Danny Dog attached the rope again, and Gertrude pulled the truck out of the mud. "Thanks for the train ride. It's been fun," said Danny Dog to Grandpa Pig. "But I think I've had enough of rescues for one day." And he climbed back into the pickup truck to go home. Grandpa Pig thought it was time to go home also, and so off they went. Through the mud, of course.
Peppa and her family were going to the beach for the day. When they got out, Peppa and George ran straight into the sea. George, come back and get your rubber ring, said Mummy Pig. Stay with Peppa, said Daddy Pig. I will, replied George, and he headed back into the sea. Meanwhile, Daddy Pig set up the barbecue. It looked delicious. Peppa, George, do you want to have a go on my boat? He asked. Oh yes, 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 they replied. So they headed over to the boat. Now, you guys go on the yellow board and I'll pull you along with the boat, explained Daddy Pig. Are you ready? He asked. Yeah, they replied. So off they went. Did you have fun? Asked Daddy Pig. Oh yeah, it was great, they replied. The barbecue must nearly be done now, said Daddy Pig. But can't we do this again? Asked George. After lunch, replied Daddy Pig, and everybody left for lunch. Well, almost everyone. George wanted another go with the boat. He climbed aboard, and off he went. Lunch is ready, said Daddy Pig. Where's George? Asked Peppa. And where's my boat? Asked Daddy Pig. Oh no, said Peppa. He's over there. Get back here now, George, cried Mummy Pig. Okay, he sulked. Uh-oh, the boat won't start. Oh no, I'm stuck out here, he cried. How is he going to get back? Asked Daddy Pig. I know who to call, said Peppa. So she contacted the Paw Patrols. Guys, George is in trouble, said Ryder. So he looked through the telescope. He's stuck out at sea, so we need you, Zuma. They all went down the slide and left. We're here, said Ryder, and he changed into his swimsuit. Okay, what are we going to do? He asked. We can swim to him, suggested Zuma. Oh, no we can't, said Chase. There's a shark. I can go and get my hovercraft, said Zuma. Good idea, said Ryder, so Zuma left. The shark was circling George. Suddenly, it swam away. The shark's gone, said Ryder. I wonder why. A whale then came to the surface. Hop on my back and I'll swim you to the shore. So he did. Thank you, said George. Did you scare the shark away? Shark? There was no shark, replied the whale. Turns out the shark was just a pirate all along. "Oh, George, you are naughty," said Mummy Pig. So the whale swam away. Zuma then returned with his hovercraft, and he hopped in and pushed the boat back to shore. "Would you guys like to stay here at the beach with us?" asked Mummy Pig. "We'd love to," replied Ryder. So Ryder helped Mummy and Daddy Pig cook lunch, while the pups went in the sea with Peppa and George.
Daddy, why is George crying? I don't know, Peppa. Maybe this will cheer him up. Who wants to go to the seaside today? I think George does, said Peppa. Go on, Peppa, you get changed as well and I'll get the car, said Daddy Pig. Mummy Pig, George and Peppa got in and off they went. They parked on the beach and all got out. Can we go for a swim? Said Peppa. OK, said Mummy Pig, and they got changed. They ran down to the sea and had a splash around. It's a bit cold, isn't it, George? Said Peppa. Let's get changed. Can we play with the ball, Daddy? Said Peppa. Here you are, said Mummy Pig. Then George slipped and kicked the ball out to sea. He started crying again. Mummy, George is crying again, said Peppa. Thought Mummy. I know. Who wants an ice cream? George headed straight for the ice cream shop. There was lots to choose from, but they all chose a strawberry cone. Then George dropped his in the sand. Daddy Pig arrived. George, please stop crying, said Daddy Pig. Who wants to go to the fun fair? George was there first. They all had a fantastic time and George never cried again.
Here we are, guys, said Ryder. It's training day. There were lots of activities to do. Okay, the first challenge is for you, Marshall. You've got to rescue the cat from the tree. Are you up for it? Oh yeah, replied Marshall, and he got to work. Come on, kitty cat. There we go. Well done, Marshall. Now it's your turn, Chase. You need to knock down these shields with that tennis ball cannon. Easy peasy, said Chase, and he got into position. Good shot. 2 more. I'm quite good at this, he thought. Well done, said Ryder. There's just one more challenge and it's for you, Marshall. There's a chicken up there that needs saving. Can you do it? I'll give it a go, replied Marshall. Whoa! Well done, guys. That's it for today. So Thomas came by to pick them up, but he had news. Guys, George has climbed up something and he can't get down. Can you help? Of course we can, said Ryder. So they quickly climbed aboard and left. Ah! Help! Help! cried George. Don't worry, help is coming, said Peppa. Someone help! He can't get down, said Peppa. I'm on it, said Marshall, and he headed towards George. Quick, climb on my back, said Marshall, and he safely carried George back down. Oh, thank you, Marshall, said George. No problem, replied Marshall, and they left on Thomas. But as they were leaving, Diesel 10 zoomed past. Help! Help! cried Percy. Diesel 10 stole my trucks, full of presents and balloons. We can help! cried Chase. Luckily, they were right next to the training facility, so they loaded the tennis ball cannon onto a truck and followed Diesel 10. He was heading straight toward an abandoned cave. Quick, stop, cried Chase. He had an idea. He aimed the cannon and fired. Lots of rocks fell. One fell on the track, right in front of the cave. Diesel 10 was going too fast, so he crashed straight into it. Diesel 10 wasn't in good shape, but the trucks were unharmed. Percy then arrived to take his trucks back. Thomas and the Paw Patrols then arrived. "Serves you right," said Thomas. So Thomas pulled Diesel 10 out. Diesel 10 looked dreadful. "Thanks for saving the day," said Thomas. "No problem," they replied. "It was a good job we did that training today," said Ryder, and everyone agreed.
Right everyone, said Daddy Pig. We are all moving to the Isle of Sodor to build our dream house. Off we go! Here we are. Right, let's start building.
Thomas!
Uh-oh, here come the minions.
Thomas! Thomas! Woohoo! Woo! Woo! Haha! Flowers!
Oh no, the minions are hiding the flowers. Oh, George has found them.
Busted. Easy. 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 Way, 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 way. Woohoo!
Well done everyone, the house looks great. Thanks Peppa and George for helping, and thank you too, minions.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Small Clanger was looking through the telescope at faraway stars and planets when... Major Clanger looked. "10 minutes earlier, Peppa and George had come outside to play with their space rocket. Not you, George," said Mummy. "You've been naughty." George had already put his spacesuit on. "Don't be long, Peppa," said Mummy. "I'm just making dinner." Peppa put on her spacesuit and climbed into her seat. "What does this button do?" she said to herself. "What was that noise?" said Mummy Pig. Must be a storm brewing." Peppa found a planet to land on. Major Clanger, Tiny and Small, went to see the spaceship. Peppa said hello to the Clangers and they invited her inside. Small and Tiny showed Peppa their telescope. "Why are you called Tiny?" said Peppa. "Oh, my brother George is smaller than you. Look, I'll show you." "I'll bring him next time, if he hasn't been naughty again," said Peppa. "Let's go inside." "Fun slide." "Hello, Granny Clanger," said Peppa. "My granny sleeps a lot too, but she doesn't have a lovely hammock like this." "Oh, hello. Are you the baby soup dragon?" They were all looking at the flowers when Mummy Clanger appeared. She asked Peppa if she wanted some soup. "Oh no," said Peppa. "My mummy was getting dinner. Oh dear, I mustn't be late. I'm afraid I must go now." The Clangers wanted Peppa to come back another day. She said she would, with George. Off she went back home. Thanks for watching our story, which featured the Clangers Home Planet playset and the Clangers collectible figure pack. It's a lovely 3D playset. The telescope can be placed in 3 positions and there's a concealed tunnel. The baby soup dragon's head pops up at the touch of a button. It also featured Peppa's Space Explorer set.
The Clangers were having a quiet afternoon. Mother Clanger emerged from the kitchen. They were out of soup, so Major Clanger had to go out and get some. and small Clanger joined him. So they hopped aboard the musical boat and off they went. But hours went by and they didn't return. And they just couldn't spot them through the telescope. So they sent out an emergency signal. Meanwhile, at the Paw Patrol lookout, they were getting a bit bored. Looks like everyone is being careful and safe today, said Ryder. What's that noise? Asked Ryder. But nobody knew. It sounds like something's in trouble, said Marshall. But nobody knew what to do. Luckily, Thomas was giving Peppa a lift nearby. "Ooh, stop!" she cried. "That sounds like the clangers." "It looks like the Paw Patrol pups could use your help," said Thomas. So she called up to them. "Do you know what this noise is?" they asked her. "Yes, it's the clangers," replied Peppa, "and they need help." "Why don't you and Sky go and help them?" suggested Ryder. Everyone liked this idea, so they changed into their spacesuits. "How are we getting there?" asked Peppa. "In this," said Sky. So they got in and took off. The clangers were very relieved to have help. And they explained the situation. "Don't worry," said Peppa, "we'll find them." And off they went. They soon found them, but their ship had hit some rocks. "We'll get you going again," they said. So everyone helped push the ship. "Let's get you two back. The others are really worried," said Sky. So off they went. So everyone thanked Peppa and Sky as they flew back home. And Tiny Clanger had slept through the entire thing.
"Here we go, Peppa and George. This is the new park," said Daddy Pig. "It's much less muddy than the old park. Have fun, guys, and tell me what you think of it." So, what do you think? Look, Peppa, even that picture on your dress looks like one of those ducks. Well, it's a nice park, said Peppa, but it's just not muddy enough. Okay, I thought you might say that. You two go back to the old park. I'll meet you back at our house. So Peppa and George took Thomas back to the old park. Meanwhile, the Paw Patrol pups were at the old park. Check out this park, said Ryder. Have fun, guys. And the pups started playing. But they were getting very muddy. Ryder, said Rubble, we like this park, but it's a bit too muddy. Yes, you're right, answered Ryder. Marshall, why don't you hose everyone down? And just as Marshall had finished, Peppa and George showed up. Hi, Peppa and George, said Ryder. What brings you here? Well, the other park wasn't muddy enough for us, so we've come back to play in this one. That's perfect, said Rubble. We can swap parks. This one is too muddy for us. So the Paw Patrol pups left the muddy park for the other one. And everyone ended up having a good time. Peppa and George were taking a walk when George spotted something washed up on the beach. It looks like a jellyfish, said Peppa. But it doesn't look very well. I know, said George. Let's call Paw Patrol so they can look after it. Soon, Ryder and Rubble came to rescue the jellyfish. "Thanks, Peppa and George," said Ryder. "We can look after it in our animal rescue centre. You're welcome to come and visit the jellyfish in a few days' time." And Rubble scooped up the jellyfish. The next day, the jellyfish was moving around. "It still looks a little hurt," Ryder told the rest of the Paw Patrol team. "Let's look after it for one more day. At least it's lighting up again." The next day, Peppa and George came to visit the jellyfish. "It looks so much better. Look at how fast it's moving," said Peppa. "In fact, I think it's time to release it back into the sea," said Ryder. "But let's send Zuma into the tank to check it's healthy enough, just in case." So Zuma dived into the tank. "Looks like Zuma thinks the jellyfish is healthy enough. Let's go to the beach." Peppa, George, Ryder and Rubble all waved goodbye to the jellyfish.
"Hello," said Peppa to the trolls, Poppy and Branch. "You're looking very grey, which means you must be sad. Usually you're so colourful." "We'll cheer you up," said Peppa. "Let's go to the beach." "Oh, that doesn't seem to have helped," said Peppa. "Watch George." Nothing. "Look, I'm a troll," said Peppa. Nothing. "I'm buried in the sand," said George. Nothing. "I'm an umbrella." Nothing. Then George drove his buggy into the sea. Again, nothing. Then Peppa had an idea. "How about an ice cream?" she said. "It's working! It's working!" said George. Peppa then started making some delicious ice creams. The sight of these mouth-watering treats brought the colour back to Poppy and Branch. They then all had an ice cream. George's was so big he couldn't lift it, and he dropped it in the sand. "This one's better," he said, but it was still quite big. They were all very happy eating their ice creams, and if you want to make ice creams, like these, then try out this Play-Doh ice cream castle set which Peppa used. It's easy to put together. There are 3 turrets to the castle. Select the shape ice cream you want and put that ring in the centre turret. Fill with Play-Doh, replace the plunger and push down on the handle. The shaped ice cream falls into the cone below. When you've got enough, move the cone over to get sprinkles. Fill the top with Play-Doh. Turn the handle and the sprinkles fall. The third turret we filled with Play-Doh and then lifted out to use by hand. There are lots of shaped moulds in the set. Find the shape you want, fill with Play-Doh, press hard, then remove for pretty decorations to your ice creams. There are so many variations, your trolls won't get sad. Thanks for watching our video. Please give it the thumbs up if you liked it. Remember to subscribe and then click any of these pictures to watch more. See you soon.